Hey, good morning everyone. It's the Early Look Prop Show. Man, last night was legendary. This Run DFS crew had the best time sweating the main event of the night together. That's right, the Blazers and Thunder game. It did not let us down. We targeted Poku's fantasy point prop and he was robbed of a steal in the fourth quarter and sat just one fantasy point short of clearing his prop. And then Roby came through for us and he hit a clutch three with 5 seconds left to tie the game and send it to overtime. And then in overtime, Poku did nothing until less than a minute left. He threw a long inbound pass to Wiggins, who laid it in, and that assist put him over. But then Poku got a stat-corrected turnover that put him less than 1 fantasy point under. And then at the end of the game, he was stat-corrected for an extra assist that put him over. What a sweat and roller coaster of emotions, but that was huge for us. And we're still tilted about that steal he was robbed from, but that's always the risk with steals and dealing with scorekeepers' judgment calls. Gunn tweeted this video clip of the steal if you want to see it, and check it out at his Twitter page at Gundecker. That game will be imprinted in the memory bank forever and won't be forgotten. It was a great game to watch, including that epic halftime show. All the key targets in that game went over and came through for us. In the other games, our key targets like DeJounte, Jokic, and LaMelo all came through as well. And most of our first half props hit too. First half props will be key targets for us as we approach the end of the season, with tank teams and more blowouts coming our way. So be sure to look out for those going forward. And shout out to Quinn for nailing his favorite prop, which was Jokic's 13 rebounds. And Gunn for calling Aaron Gordon's breakout game. Great call, fellas. Overall, it was an awesome day for the Run DFS crew and so much fun. At the end of the video, I'll go over today's top targets, so be sure to stick around. Today we only have 5 games, which is always risky to target, but we do get the Battle of the Titans, Embiid versus Giannis, and it's Taco Tuesday, so let's get hunting. The Bucks at 76ers has a 1-point spread and a 228 implied total. We have the battle of Giannis and Embiid, who are tied for most points per game and fighting for MVP. Both teams are fully equipped today, and they have the same record, with only a 1-point spread. Thus, this game holds so much potential for us. On the 76ers side, I'm most interested in Harden's 8.5 assists in a fast-paced matchup with more possessions, and then we'll look to pair this with Embiid's 30.5 point prop. On the Bucks side, I will run it back with Giannis's 29.5 point prop. I expect these two Titans to go at it today, and they usually thrive in these competitive playoff-like games. The Bulls at Wizards has a 3-point spread and a 222 implied total. This game is not appealing from a true basketball fan perspective, but maybe we can find some prop targets. Porzingis has been thriving with Kuzma out, and Kuzma is out again today. And Porzingis has a very favorable matchup against Vooch, so we can target his point or fantasy point prop if it's not too juiced. DeRozan got back to form yesterday with 37 real-life points, so if his prop is around 24 points again, then we could consider that, and the same goes for Levine too. Vooch also has a favorable matchup, but I'm lukewarm on these Bulls guys today who are on a back-to-back, so we'll need to see their lines first before making any decisions. It's a small slate, so we will have to dig for more props.
Hey guys, it's Danny. I'm just here to let you guys know about the free Discord that we did launch. The link for it is in the description down below. Jump in there and share your screenshots, talk about your favorite props on Prizepicks, and share your DFS lines, and we'll all talk about it.
The Lakers at Mavericks has a 12-point spread with a 218 implied total. LeBron is doubtful today, which is really unfortunate because they made the spread over 10 points and thus huge blowout risk. But maybe we can still target Luka for some props, including his 3-point prop. He's taking over 10 threes over the last 10 games except for 1 game, so we could consider his 3-point prop. I really wish LeBron was playing in this one because he's been carrying the squad, and without him I don't see it staying close, especially in Dallas, where Luka and company usually thrive. Pistons at Nets has a 13-point spread with the 229 implied total. This game has the highest spread, and we get part 2 of Kyrie at home. His shot was way off last home game, shooting 1 of 9 from 3, so maybe this is a bounce back spot. But Seth Curry has affected his potential too by stealing some shots here and there. Maybe we could forget about that recent poor performance and go back to Kyrie for his point or 3-point props. His assist prop is also in play with Seth playing and Drummond flashing upside lately. Drummond continues to crush his first half props, and this is another smash spot for him, so we can definitely go back to that again today. KD is always in play, but maybe his first half props are most ideal if we think this game blows out as predicted by Vegas. Grant has been shut down for the season, so that means Bagley will keep getting his chance to shine. We could consider his point prop and pair it with Cade's 6.5 assist prop, since Cade has over a 30% assist rate since All-Star break. But the blowout risk makes this concerning, since you want a full game in order to clear this prop. Also, Isaiah Stewart's rebound prop is sitting at 8.5, which is pretty low for him, but Drummond is a rebound machine. Be careful with this game. Nets coming off a loss at home sets up for a big bounce back spot for them today. The Jazz at Clippers has a 1-point spread with a 216 implied total. This game is the late night hammer and it has the lowest implied total on the slate. Paul George was recently upgraded to questionable, but if he does play, I'm sure he'll be very limited since the Clippers have already conceded to the play-in game spot. If he does play, that'll make things even more tricky for the Clippers. I would consider unders for guys like Zubac and Marcus Morris, especially if Paul George plays. This Clippers team is just very risky to target with their minute caps. Bojan was also upgraded to questionable. If he plays, then this would hurt Donovan Mitchell's upside, especially his point or 3-point props. But if he is out, then we could target Donovan in this favorable matchup. Gobert should feast on the glass against one of the worst rebounding teams. Last 2 games against the Clippers this season, he had 16 and 17 rebounds. Although I assume his prop will be around 13 to 14, so will be a high number to sweat. Important to note that Whiteside and Udoka both remain out, but Greg Monroe is expected to make his debut. So let's recap our favorite targets. First, Giannis 29.5 points. Second, Embiid's 30.5 point. Third, Harden's 8.5 assists. Lastly, Drummond's first half fantasy point prop if it's less than 15. This slate is small and carries 2 games with very high blowout potential, so tread lightly. I think the Bucks 76ers game will be the one to target the most, and then first half props for the Pistons Nets game. Please comment below and let us know what you think, and if you have favorite targets that we did not go over yet. We'll be sure to respond. And please hit that like button, it really helps and we truly appreciate it. Also subscribe if you're not part of the Run DFS team yet. We have the best time sweating awesome games like the Thunder Blazers game last night. As always, best of luck everyone. I hope we crush it. Take care.